what will happen what will happen? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, how is this gonna work out? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Devin. I'm a small town girl with big town here, and I like to travel. I liked to travel, and now I'm freaking out because I'm kind of trying to figure out what that means after COVID. Firstly, let me just say, I understand this is a very first world complaint. I understand that I am here in a world where people are dying and things are bad and it's getting worse seemingly, and I am focused on what will happen to plans of travel afterwards. The idea of not being able to meet other cultures, see other places, visit, like at first it was all like this like cute little like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck and stranded, blah, 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 blah. But now it's like, what will travel look like moving forward? Was the Backstreet Boys concert that I just went to the last concert of my life? Like, it's just like, there's just so many unanswered questions. And I think for me, as someone who like lives and breathes travel, I can't see another opportunity. I can't see another thing for myself other than traveling. Because I was like walking through it through my head, and I was like, okay, the country that you live in will have to first allow people to, you know, go to a restaurant and eat in front of each other, or go to a bar, or go to the park. Then the country going to has to have both A, the infrastructure to deal with people coming from other countries, and B, a mechanism to allow people to engage and interact. What if people want to do like travel like me, which is more with locals? You know, like I don't want to fly over to, you know, the Maldives and be the person who brought COVID to the Maldives. Not that I have COVID, but like, I don't know. I know that I don't have it, but who knows what the future is. And I think the initial freak out started because I was like, okay, I booked my flights already. I always book flights about 180 days before I leave. Travel tip. That one's for free. So I've already booked my flights. And then obviously flights are canceled. Great. But a lot of my flights aren't providing refunds, they're just giving me credit. But like, what are y'all giving me credit for? Like, they don't even know what they're giving me credit for. Like, because who's to say that in like September, they can't just be like, oh, actually, credit's not a thing. We had no idea, COVID. There's no refunds, there's no flight, and there's no way home. How scary is this? Like, am I the only one that's freaking out on the internet right now? Because like, yes, I know I could be in way worse places to be stuck, but I'm literally stuck in Costa Rica. They had different flights for like emergency people. The problem is, again, I can't leave. I can't leave my husband. Like, what if we get separated? What's gonna happen? We already have 2 different passports. So traveling with my husband was already a thing. We had like a certain amount of countries that both of us could come and go as we please. So now what does that look like? What does that look like when we have 2 different passports and we have to try to get into a country, like I can get in or he can get in and I can't and he can't? Like, what happens? The uncertainty of all of the COVID thing is really, really like starting to get to me after being in my house for 6 weeks, and now I'm starting, it's like sitting in the reality of like, what is about to happen? I need a plan, okay? I do a lot of reading, and if I'm being honest, watching videos of news things, because who has time for reading? They were saying how like roughly flights will start to be opening up in June. Awesome. However, like flights where? Like, where am I going? Home? That's fine if I need to go home. I'm not complaining about it. It's just like my life plan was not to live in the States. That's why I left. What is travel going to look like after COVID? This is what I think is gonna happen. Remember, I don't know if you guys can remember, but like, let's say around 2010, 11, 12, like people were just starting to be like, ooh, other countries. And by people, I mean like people that I knew in the United States and a lot of people in the States. Like, we just started to be like, ooh, travel. And then it like exploded. And then you have like, you know, passport Twitter and travel Instagram and all of these like travel things now. It's like we all of a sudden realize that the world's bigger than the US, which is great. Good job, US. I feel like it's gonna revert back to the before time, where like the fear of going abroad is valid because we never know what's gonna happen. Like, this could happen, but the fear is gonna set in and it's gonna be less travel. That can go one of 2 ways though. Like, the tickets could get really cheap and then people can travel, and that could like lead to like maybe worse service or maybe like less service to remote places or interesting places. Or it can go the way of people become better, more conscious travelers. So when people are traveling, it's less like the showy, look at me in my high heels and flowy dress that I just happen to have in my bag in the middle of the desert travel, and more of like really trying to dig deep and understand and know these cultures. And because there are like places around the world that are ran by volunteers, like those ape places, those like silverback gorilla places in like Rwanda, and the panda places in China, and like all those like tropical animal rescue things here in Costa Rica and other places. Like those places are ran by people who are just willing to be like, you know what, I just want to serve a little bit and I want to go down to like the jungle and do something good. And it's like, what are they gonna do? Like they're like, what is gonna happen to travel? I keep going down these rabbit holes and like wormholes about what's gonna happen to travel, and it's just so unpredictable. That's the thing. We don't know what's gonna happen to travel because it's completely unpredictable. We have no idea what's gonna happen. What I do know for me and my sanity is I'm still gonna have my goals. I'm still gonna set my travel plans. I'm still going to move forward and try to live as fearlessly as possible. Not fearless in the sense of like dumb, but like cautious, but just being optimistic and more realistic about the new reality. Do I think travel is gonna stop? No, obviously. There are whole countries that depend on tourism, okay? So I don't think travel is going to stop. Do I think it's gonna change? Yes, drastically. And all we can do, honestly, is just be prepared for it. So that's basically how I've like gone to this roundabout way of trying to figure out what will happen to travel. I just think, you know, travel's gonna change. You have to adjust. Like everything is adjustable. Maybe you can't have the trip of your dreams, but maybe you can have the trip of another dream that you didn't even realize was a reality because this doesn't exist. So it's not the most helpless place to be. I know that, you know, the world isn't gonna, like flights aren't gonna stop. Like we're not gonna go back to like boats and everything. Like people still have to get around and get throughout the world, especially now. Like it's just a very interesting place to be because I had a very clear plan as to where I was gonna be and like all the goals that I had set. And you know, you build up and you think, oh, I'm going here and I'm doing this, but that's just not the reality. We're gonna live in a new reality. Are we ready for that reality? I don't know. But I wanna make sure that on this, the 21st of April, 2020, I'm sitting here saying that we're gonna live in another reality. And next year on this same date, I wanna see what that reality is. I mean, how do y'all feel about it? Let me know in the comment section below how you feel about it. Like if you're having this like freak out or if you think I'm overreacting. I'm really interested to know what the community of travelers and nomads and people think, because it's a very interesting topic and we're living in a very interesting time. You can like this video, share this video with your friends, get the conversation going. Remember, new videos Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. So I will see you on Thursday. Bye.